I think my favorite part, got the camp dog down here, is being a good camp dog. You good girl, Goose. Hey, Goose. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Come here, honey. Oh, she just being a camp dog. That's right, girl. You can come on in here. She worked hard today too. She earned it. Today is a good day. I'm real proud of you. I'm proud of the work you put in. Tomorrow's gonna get interesting because tomorrow is when we hit the Rockies, and things are gonna get. For me, I just think it's better in all manner of respect. I like to get up in the mountains and the high ground, and of course, yeah, you do get the snow and the cold temps, but that's why we build a good fire, and we just stay warm like that, right? But I think you're ready. I think you done good, and I'm looking forward to it. How much time you spent in the mountains? Well, my first trip to the Rockies was with my brother, and I forget. I think we went up to this place called Cot Lake, and Cot Lake was up around 13,000 feet, I believe. 12,500, 13. So pretty high. And we were winter camping, and so we got up there, and we had to dig out a snow shelter. So we had shovels, and we basically the problem with the lake is that it was there hadn't been fresh snow in a while. It was very cold. It was about minus 20 degrees actual temperature, and we had to basically build our own snow fort in a way. The goal, our original plan, was just to dig in to a drift, but there was a drift, but the drift wasn't thick enough, wasn't deep enough, so we had to build our own basically. And we tried to cut blocks and make an igloo, but that didn't work. So we ended up just making a big pile. And once I got a big pile made, about 4 foot, we dug it out and ended up sleeping in that the first night. And it was pretty warm. I mean, it was a lot of work, but the inside temp of the little igloo sort of thing we made, it wasn't a proper igloo. But it was about 20 degrees inside the shelter, and it was about minus 20 outside the shelter. So you can imagine being 40 degrees warmer, plus out of the wind, made it so that what you doing, girl? Made it so that it was passable. Now we made a few mistakes and so forth, but it wasn't that bad. Now, later on, when we, that's a good girl. Later on, when we had a chance to go visit the Rockies, I'm sorry, the Alps. Yeah, I know. I've been to Europe, and a long time ago. But my brother, he's always been. I like just being outdoors. My brother's a mountaineer. He likes to do the serious stuff, and we was kids, but my brother, he has had quite the adventure streak in him. Yeah, he's a real mountaineer, and we got out there to this little town in France called Chamonix, and man, I'll tell you what, that place is beautiful. I mean, you were just surrounded on all sides by thousands of feet of granite and snow and glacier, and I didn't reckon I felt much like ascending. It was a whole land. I mean, there were no trees nowhere. It was just pure ice and snow. Not much. I mean, even hiking out here in the Rockies, you got the tree line goes up to, I don't know, 12,000 foot. And it's easy to find shelter and get firewood and so forth. Up here, I mean, there was nothing. It looked like you were out in like the, you know, Mount Everest, like, you know, kind of situation. And well, they had their cable car up to this place called a Guy du Midi, and I guess a Guy du Midi means the middle needle, and this place is a spire. All right, now the way you get up there is you take what's called a cable car, right? One of them like ski things you get, and we ride up there and get off, and there's like a place where the mountaineers can start their treks into the Alps there, and also a place for just the tourists to look at the beautiful sights and the heights and stuff like that. Well, we get up there to a Guy du Midi, and my brother looks out, and we see the summit of Mont Blanc off in the distance. And for him, it was just like, you know, it was like ice cream on a cone. I mean, he couldn't resist himself. So he sees Mont Blanc, and he gets mountain fever. He's like, Jeremiah, we gotta climb that mountain. Now, we don't have much experience at the time, but we head back into the village and bought some what are called, you know, them crampons. And I don't think we're gonna need crampons for what we're doing, but we shouldn't. But you never know. I got them in case I need them, but I don't think we'll. Maybe snowshoes, but anyway, we get some of them ice axes. Things look like you know, looks like a pick. You know, it's about yay tall. You know, 2-3 foot. And the top of it has like a sharp pointy axe head, and like an axe on one side used for chopping out snow, and the other part for sticking into the ice walls and whatever. And then the main thing you use though is the pole. That you use basically as like a walking stick. And the thing is, you use them so much because the mountain's so steep. As you're hiking along, imagine this is the slope of the mountain, and you're just hiking along that slope. Well, your upward hand don't need no more than 1 foot, and you're in the snow. I mean, you just reach out and grab it, like this is like right there. So you actually don't want a long handle. It gets in the way. I digress. So we get some supplies, and we get some basic sandwiches, like some, you know, just French bread and ham and some cheese, loaded up on water, and we head up the next morning bright and early. So we get out, so back up that cable car, and we get out, and we start following where all the mountaineers are heading out this ice tunnel. It's literally it's rock, but it's just covered in ice. It looks something crazy. And now, my brother and I, we thought about roping up and connecting ourselves, but we thought, well, we didn't have a lot of rope training between the two of us at the time. We do now, but we were young, and I was 16, and he was 18, 19, something like that. And we were strong, we were fit, but just didn't have much experience. But hey, you know, the folly of youth, we were bold. So we head out the tunnel, and when you get out, first thing you see is there's a drop off on both sides. Your footpath is about the width of maybe 2 boots, and we start heading out this knife edge ridge that bends down to the right, down into this glacier bowl down here. But it's like 1,500 foot steep on the right, and it's about 3,000 foot on your left, all the way down to the valley. So if you fell over to your left, you were in deep trouble. If you fell over to your right, you'd probably, it'd be a roller coaster. You'd slide down into that bowl. Wouldn't be fun, but I don't know. So we start hiking along, and I see my brother in front, and he's leading the way, but even he got rattled. You know, I saw him pick up 1 foot. It looked like an Elvis leg. Like he takes 1 foot like this, and steps down and takes his other foot, and it's shaking like Elvis. He steps down, gets the next, and I just, at that point I realized, like, whoa, baby, we might be in over our heads a little bit. So off we go down to this cirque. Now, we're definitely not the only hikers, but we were just wearing like blue jeans and just basic working gloves, like, just regular ranching gloves like this, nothing special. But it was the summertime, so it was pretty warm. And anyway, we get out and we're heading down to this bowl, and we get down there, no problems. It's pretty smooth sailing, if I'm being honest. And we even passed up a few hikers, and there's some tourist groups up there doing their thing. And we get to the first steep part of climbing. The first part was basically a down climb into this bowl, into this cirque. And now it's time to head back up the ridge, right? And there's some glaciers and stuff, but there's a trail. It's pretty clear, pretty obvious. And so we start heading up that. And again, we're doing real well, passing up people. Feeling strong. It's still early in the morning. And we get up to this first ridge, and we decide we're going to stop and have a sandwich and drink some water. And we're feeling pretty good, The summit is looking closer. We look out across the valley. You can see the summit of Mont Blanc over there, and it's like, well, that don't look that bad. So we head down. Now the problem is that it's deceptive. When you're standing back at the Guy du Midi and you look out, it looks like a pretty straight shot to the summit. What you can't see is all the up and down. So in other words, you first leave at the ice tunnel and you head down into the bowl, and then you hike back up. So you lose all that altitude. You gotta gain it all back. Now we get to that ridge, and now we gotta hike all the way back down. All the altitude we gained, circle around another bowl, and then come up to another ridge. So we hike around and get to the other side of this bowl, and it's a bottleneck. You see, there's too many tourists, too many hikers, and it's basically a one-way trail. But there's hikers coming from both sides on this trail. And this one group had really slowed everybody up because you had to hike up this one steep chute. I mean, it must have been 65, 70 degrees, maybe only a couple 100 foot, but that's one person at a time. You take your ice axe, you plunge it in as deep as you can, you kick your boots in, you step up, you take your ice axe, you plunge it in, you kick your boots in, you step up. Not too technical or scary, but like, the penalty points are high. You don't want to fall, even though it's not hard. Anyway, because only one person can go up over this little mini pass at a time, there's a line of maybe 15, 30, maybe 20 of us. I remember that it was more than I was expecting, and we have to sit there and wait for like an hour, and we're in the shadow, in the shade, and start getting real cold. Eventually, one of the boys up in the front, toward the actual chute we were going to climb, yells out, "Avalanche, avalanche!" And so everybody ducks and tucks in real tight to the side of the mountain, and a bunch of ice and snow comes pouring over our right shoulders down into the valley. Now, I wouldn't call it an avalanche per se, but it was definitely a lot of snow and ice that came down on top of us and went past us. And so when that was by, we look at each other and we're like, okay, like this is getting serious. So the line is moving, but it is crawling. But bit by bit, we get closer. There's one more little avalanche scare. Gentleman up in the front yells out, "Avalanche!" Everybody ducks into the mountain, and ice and snow comes pouring over our heads. Now, finally, we get up, and it's our turn. And we feel like we've been on this mountain now for quite a while. It's like it's early afternoon. We're talking 1 o'clock, and that is not a good time to be climbing a mountain. We planned on being on the summit by then. And we get to the top of this bottleneck, this ridge of this ice chute, and son of a, what'd it do? Back down again. And this time, it's this long skate sweep. Now we can finally see the summit, the actual summit of Mont Blanc, and it's a straight shot. So at least we know at this point that we're not going to have to down climb again before we get up, which was encouraging. But by now we are tired. I'm tired. Now my brother, he's still feeling strong. You know, I'm only 16. My brother was stronger than I was for sure, and he's hiking ahead. And I'm hiking along this trail. It goes like this. And as I'm walking, I start feeling sorry for myself. And, you know, the wind is whipping, and it's blinding my eyes. I'm only wearing sunglasses, and the wind's coming in. It's ice cold and the ice crystals, and it stings. And I basically started crying a little bit. I felt pretty bad for myself. So my brother's maybe, that's enough. Shh, hush, honey. My brother's maybe 30, 40 yards ahead. Hey, hush. Telling a story now. Shh, hush now. And he doesn't notice, but as I'm walking along that slope, again, this trail now is about the width of my boot, and I'm wearing crampons, which means I got spiky junk on the bottom of my feet, and they stick out a little bit on the sides. And as I'm taking a step, my boots clip, and the metal teeth on the bottom click, and I tripped, and I fell. And as I fell forward, I caught myself on my ice axe. And I looked down to my right, and it's 2,000 feet down to the next bowl down there. And I don't know how I would have stopped if I had gotten started. I mean, it was the wind had packed the ice, so it was not fluffy snow. It was grainy, steep, hard ice, and I caught myself on my ice axe, and my feet kind of flailed, and I thought to myself, boy, you got two options. You can either buck up and finish this summit, or you can sit down here in a puddle and feel sorry for yourself. And so I made a choice, and that choice was to cowboy up, to man up, to buck up, to quit being a little whiny crybaby and get on with it. And so I did. I wiped the tears out of my eyes and just said, well, best way to get this over with is just to keep moving forward. So I start hiking again, slowly start catching up with my brother a little bit, and we're finally on the final summit push, and we're doing like a zigzag. It's called a traverse, back and forth slowly up to the summit. And we passed some other hikers and climbers. Again, we were strong. We just were so ill prepared. Now, we get to the summit, and we both broke down and cried a little bit. It was tears of joy and tears of pride and tears of we had really pushed ourselves harder than we thought we could, and we got up there. And the funny thing is that the summit itself, it looks like a big kind of wide bowl from down in the Gita Madi. When you're actually up there, the summit is actually more like a knife edge. But we were looking at it this way, right? So it looked kind of rounded. But if you looked at it sideways, it was more like this. More like actually like this, where like one side, the back side is super, super steep. And then that front side kind of comes over like that and then it goes sharp. So we get up there on this thing. And it's 4,000 foot off on the left-hand side. This little knife-edge trail we're hiking down. And no shakes. You know, nerves were calm at this point. We're just like, well, that's just another day. And it was amazing how far our mental psyche had come from my brother first doing Elvis legs, you know, hiking with them Elvis legs and so forth. But now we got another problem. Now, the problem is that we don't got no tent. We don't got no tent. We don't got no rope. We just thought we were just gonna blast this sucker and just cruise it, and we were humbled. And my brother had looked at these topo maps of the area, and he had seen earlier that there might be these alpine huts scattered throughout the Alps, and we thought, man, maybe let's assess our options. We got some money, we each had some cash. Now keep in mind, this is all back before that European Union. This was like, you know, you had your Swiss francs, your French francs, your Italian lira. So like, and Mont Blanc has a Swiss side, a French side, and an Italian side. So it behooved you to have the right money. Anyway, we did have some. We had some French and some Swiss francs, and we're like, well, we can go back the way we come, and we can maybe pay a camping group to let us sleep within their tent tonight with them. It'll be cold, but you know, we'd have some shelter. And the other option is we keep going. We keep hiking on down and hope that we get to either some kind of a hut or a shelter, or we'll just have to hike all the way down tonight in one long push, which we did not want to do. So as we're hiking down, first thing we do see there is, lo and behold, there is a hut, a shelter off down to our right. And we're like, well, let's go see if it's open. So we hike on down to this shelter, and it's locked up. It's empty. It's abandoned, or not abandoned. I mean, it was certainly used for something. It just was not being used right now. So it's all locked up. So we're like, well, okay, keep going. And by now it's getting late afternoon, like 4 o'clock. And this is the most dangerous time to be on a mountain, because the snow has been hitting, the sun has been hitting the snow all day, melting it, getting it soft. And if there's any snow bridges over any glaciers or crevasses, those snow bridges are now going to be their weakest. And again, my brother, he leads the way. We're hiking down the glacier, and suddenly he disappears. He falls to about his chest in the snow, and he was about 30 yards in front of me, so I couldn't grab him or anything like that. He just kind of fell. He put his arms out and he caught himself, and he yells at me. He said, "Jeremiah, be careful. There's a crevasse here that he had fell into." And he crawls out, luckily, but his foot was just flopping down there in black space. I mean, there was nothing there. So I get up to it, and we can see the depression in the snow on the sides from where that crevasse was, and that snow bridge that he crossed was. And we can see it's about 3 foot wide. And we're like, well, I gotta cross this thing too. Like, how are we gonna do it? And he's like, well, let's get a running start, and you're just gonna jump, and I'm gonna grab your hand. I'm like, okay. So I back up 3-4 foot, and I take a couple big steps, and I jump, reach out, grabs my hand, and pulls me across, and we made it. Now, we crossed like 2 or 3 more of these bridges. This time being real mindful when we saw any dips in the snow that could be a symbol of crevasse, and on down we go. Now, lo and behold, about an hour later, we do see another hut, an alpine shelter, and this one looked open. And so we get up there, and even hiking up to it, I mean, this thing's on like this crazy spire or rock so that it won't get avalanched off. So even just getting up to the front door was like a technical rock climb. But we get in there, and son of a, wouldn't you know, I mean, it was like they had, you know, warm beds and a hot meal. It was weird. It was like surreal. We had just gone through this, you know, ordeal, my brother and I, and we were exhausted and tired. I mean, this was just like a sight for sore eyes. You cannot believe. And we like I said, we had some money, so we were able to pay the hut guardian, and met some real cool climbers who took pity on us. And the next day, they asked if we had ropes, and we're like, nope. And they said, well, do you boys want to rope up with us? We're like, yes, ma'am. Yes, we do. We'd love to rope up with you fine folk. And so, bless their hearts, they did. So they tied us in, and so we had a 5-person rope team. And with a 5-person rope team, the beauty of that is if one person falls, you got 4 to catch the person who fell. Whereas if it's just my brother and me, you know, if one of us fell, it's hard to stop somebody else with only one person. And this is the time we're hiking through like the glacier fields, so these, you know, 15-foot, 20-foot blocks of ice everywhere that you're, you know, working your way down through. And, you know, we'd give a bunch of slack to the person in front, 4 people in the back, brace themselves, get ready on the rope. And person 1 goes down, secures themselves. Same thing for person 2, 3, 4, and 5. And long and short, you know, we do eventually we get back to Guy de Midi, and we get back down to the town of Chamonix the following day. And it just felt surreal, like, you know, just moments. The night before and the day before, we had been up on that mountain, going through all that, and here we were back on solid ground, you know, surrounded by chateaus and chalets and people wearing all kind of fancy gear and everything, and it was just, it was quite the experience. It was quite the experience. Now, what we're going to be seeing tomorrow should be nothing like that. Like I said, we're going to be going higher up in the altitude. I think we're going to crest in the neighborhood of 12,000 foot. You know, you might find it a little hard to breathe. You might get a bit of a headache. If you do, just let me know, and we'll slow things down. But I'll tell you what, you are going to see some of the most pristine, beautiful American country you ever saw. This is one of my favorite parts of doing what we do. It's the most challenging part, but it is by far the most rewarding. So I think it's time that we all tuck in, get a good night rest, and feel strong and fresh for tomorrow. So why don't you go ahead and pour yourself one more bourbon, not too much. We'll sit around the campfire here for maybe another 15, 20 minutes or so. Just enjoy these nice mountain stars and crisp mountain air. Sound good to you? Great. Yeah. Even Goose is going to bed. Night, folks. You on board. Yeah. You running from something? Yeah. What do you think you're running from? Francisco. I don't know. Tonopah sounds like a neat town. Maybe I can find some work there. Yeah. Well, just gotta watch out for the bulls. Yeah, no, they're pretty aggressive out here. Yeah, they don't take too kindly to freeloaders. No, I don't like the hobo type. That's a good question. You ask a lot of questions, don't you? Yeah. Well, What'd you say your name was again? Huh. Why does that sound familiar to me? Wait a minute. Look at me. There you go, look at me. We all thought you didn't make it. How'd you get out of that? No. Wow. And you just hid there. How long you hung there? Really? 2 nights. No water. No whiskey. That sounds, well, it definitely sounds less than ideal. That's for sure. How much you make off of it? Wow. $10,000. No kidding. Man, that is something else. The fact is, the law thinks you're dead. You managed to pull off. You managed to pull off your own death. Man, that is something. That is something. Yeah. Huh. Well. Me? No, I'm not afraid of you. Should I be afraid of you? Well, the way I figure is, I'm no threat to you. No, what would I do with that? No, I'm just a simple man. Man, I figure, live and let live. Look at your eyes. Look at me for a bit. Wow. not your normal driver. Yeah. Young boy going up the Mississippi. Yeah. It's quite the adventure. go down, come on down. Oh, sister, let's go down, down the way. And I've been down to the river to pray, studying about God's good old days and way. The home and ground good ocean way. Oh, Father, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, Mother, let's go down to yeah, it's good. I know that. Our latest son. Wait a minute, how's that go? My trial has been done. Now I forget the lyrics. It's a shame I didn't like that song. How's that go? That's right. My latest song is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph has begun. Oh, come, angel band, come around me stand. I'll carry you away on your soaring wings to my immortal home. I'll bear me away on your soaring wings to my immortal home. Yeah, I suppose we should tuck in. Maybe there are any other songs you want to sing? Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your spirit wings tonight home. Oh, bear to him who lived and died for me, whose blood cleansed our sins, and brings me victory. Oh, come, angel band, come and stand. Oh, bear me away on your strong wings tonight, immortal home. Oh, bear me away on your strong wings tonight, immortal home. You got a good singing voice. I appreciate your company. I do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. Whatever your previous sins and transgressions, what's that saying? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Well, good luck. Yeah, I know that one. Mom used to sing it to me. worse than the ground. Huh. Hard to say. Probably better off sitting on the ground with you. That's what saddle blankets are for. Cheers. Okay. That should be plenty. Well, now. May I offer you a little more whiskey? Yeah. Yeah. There you are. Yeah. This truly is my favorite part of camping is just sitting around the campfire, relaxing and enjoying each other's company. Would you agree? Indeed. Well, cheers. Salute. Nastarovia. Skol. Prost. Solanche Stoiche. What else we got? I think that's about all of them. Cowboy up. Yeah. Yeah, so far, you're doing alright. Yeah. Hey, all you can do is relax now. No, we're gonna be good. Well, as they say, the animals are way more afraid of you and me than we are of them. Says me. Yeah. Well, that says me. At least I'm not too afraid. Should be okay. I mean, I don't suspect we're gonna see any bears or nothing, so I think that you and me, we're gonna be alright, aren't we? Hey, look at me. Do you trust me? That's right. We're gonna be alright. Okay? Now, if at any time you feel like hearts and closing your eyes, you are more than welcome. And if you would like to sit up with me and palaver by the fire, well then, you are more than welcome to do that as well. Let's just say the world is your oyster. Yeah. What's been your favorite part so far? This? Yeah, me too. Me too. We had a good hike today, though. That was, I don't know about you, but I thought that was just lovely. I really did. Yeah. Well, what I love, is just that, this country is, it's so big, and we have so much to look at and see and partake in, and, there's still so much off the beaten path that, I don't know if there's much unexplored America, but there's certainly a lot of America that, very few people see, and we got to see some of that today. Yeah. It's magical. Yes, it is. Well, I lived in the city for a little bit. Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. It's a pretty big city. I think it's about 1 million people. I think. Yeah. I didn't mind living there, for a bit, but I like Big Sky. There ain't nothing like the Northern Rockies. Yeah, it's special up here, It's, just look up. Look at those stars. Yeah. It really does make you wonder, are we alone? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. You think probably not? Yeah, I'd say probably not as well. There's just, when I look up at the vastness of space. You ever see that Hubble deep field photograph? There's actually like a bunch of them, I think. You ever see that? Well, apparently, what they did was these astronomers, on kind of like a whim, like this was almost like an accidental discovery. They wanted to point the Hubble telescope at the darkest place in the sky that they could find, and they got turned down. The science departments that time on the Hubble telescope. Let's just say it is a premium. A lot of scientists trying to jockey to use it. It's one of a kind. And these couple astronomers really pushed hard. They're like, no, this is important. We really need to do this. And after a lot of hemming and hawing from the folks at at NASA, they were granted the time to look through it. And so they did. So they shined telescope sit there on that dark spot for more than a day, I believe it was. And I think we're talking something like the size of the head of a needle at arm's length. Like if you put the head of a needle at arm's length, that's the size of the spot in the sky that they were looking at. We're talking teensy, teensy, teensy tiny. Well, lo and behold, the images come back. And what did they see? They did not see stars. No, they saw galaxies. Hundreds and hundreds of galaxies. And within each one of those galaxies is 100 billion stars. Or more. So, if you think that if you put out your arm in length, you hold it up, and in the tip of the head of a pen are hundreds, if not thousands, of galaxies. And you did that across, and that was the darkest spot in the sky known to humankind. You can imagine extrapolating that out across the entire sky. The whole sky. Each pinhead has hundreds of galaxies, and each one of those galaxies has 100 billion stars. So, when you think of it like that, the number and the size of the universe is truly unfathomable. But, well, that's fun to think about, though, isn't it? Makes you feel small. Makes you realize that, yeah. Well, of course we got problems, but, when you put it into perspective, it just kind of makes you go, well, might as well enjoy it, because we are one tiny little speck in a mighty big ocean. Doesn't make your problems or my problems any less significant to you and me, but it's fun to think about, isn't it? Yeah. How you doing? You doing alright? I thought so. Yeah, I could tell something was bugging you. You want to talk about? Oh, no pressure. No, you don't. No, you don't got to talk about it with me. No, you don't want to. Nah, just enjoy. I just enjoy human connection, which may be funny, seeing as how I like being outside and alone so much. But maybe that's part of what is so interesting to me about it. I spend a lot of time alone out here and by myself. So when I do get to spend time with somebody like yourself, I really enjoy it. I do not take it for granted. No, I do not. I think that's one problem when you live in a big city. When there's just too many people. You stop caring about them. It's like there's just too many to worry about. There's too many people fighting and jockeying for the same scraps and the same job, food, car, time. I don't know. I don't think it's good to be around too many people. But what do I know? Not much, I'll tell you that. If there's one thing that I am certain, it is that I am not certain about very many things. When really push comes to shove, I am smart enough to know that I am basically a moron. Well, maybe that's being too harsh. But I'll tell you what, I definitely don't know everything. And even the things I think I am very, very sure of, I will guarantee you that I'm not as sure of them as I may appear. There are not many hills that I will die on. There's a couple. There's a couple hills that I will die on, but I'll tell you there's a lot of hills that I don't know. I don't know. So did they break up with you? Or did you break up with them? Oof. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's never fun. No, never. I don't know. Oh yeah, no, I love being married. I do. But I do remember. I remember dating. Dating is it's tough. It's tough out there, you know. It's just a lot of people, and everybody's got their own. Everybody's got their own, you know, baggage they bring to the table, and of course, you know, at first, it's you know, it's like mind-bendingly exciting, you know. It's just too good. And then after a few months, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then before you know it, you know, you get in your first argument, your first fight. What do you do about that? You know, you gotta learn to work together. You gotta learn to work to compromise. Because I tell you what, the grass is always greener over yonder. You know what I mean? You know, no matter how much, you know, something looks new and shiny from another person's perspective, I guarantee that if you were in the middle of it, it would not seem so shiny. Yeah. What do they call that? The Monet effect, where, you know, it looks good from far. You know, from a distance, it looks real good. Then you get up close to it, you realize, oh wow, that thing is just a hot mess. But such as being a human. It's a human experience. It's a hot mess. It's a mess we all get to be a part of. All of us. Yeah. Yeah, we're all just one big messy, what do you call that, impressionist painting. Yeah, you step back. Oh, look how shiny. Look how shiny. And then you zoom in. And you zoom in. And you zoom in. And it's like, oh, that's a hot mess. It's almost like our little Hubble analogy. You know? A little bit different, but yeah, you take the darkest part of the sky. And if you look close enough, you realize it's full of life and energy, even the darkest parts. Yeah. So no, I'm not going to give you some platitude about how you should just let it go. You should move on. There's other fish in the sea. Whenever I get it. You're hurt. Feel lost. There's a hole where somebody once was. There's anger and sadness and frustration. Probably fear that you might not find someone else. There's anxiety around meeting somebody new. I know. But if my years have taught me one thing, time heals all wounds. Tomorrow, the sun will rise. The earth will continue to spin around the sun. And I'm often reminded of a little phrase, what we resist persists. It's just so true. What we resist persists. So if you won't mind that, don't ignore the pain. Don't say that the pain shouldn't be there. As a wise person once said, don't should on yourself. Don't should on yourself. There's no should. The pain is there. The loss is there. Just embrace it. Embrace that it sucks. And embrace that it's not awesome. It doesn't feel good. And don't fight it. Let it be a part of you. That now is, that's part of your story. That person, I tell you, it was not a mistake. It was not a mistake. You learned exactly what you learned. You didn't learn exactly what you didn't learn. But that person, that chapter in your life, was necessary, important, and probably unavoidable. That had to happen. It could not have been any other way. You did not waste your time. Yeah, I know it may feel like that now. But, the God's honest truth, I wouldn't have met my wife were it not for my previous relationships. I wouldn't have been the man I am now had I not gone through what I went through. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, the only way I can be me right here, right now, in this moment, is to have done every single thing that I did, the good and the bad, that led up to this moment, right here, right now, with you, under this sky, with this whiskey, and this night. It all culminated to this very moment, inexorably and unavoidably. So, tell you what, why don't we bunk down, get some sleep, and tomorrow's gonna be another beautiful, beautiful day. And don't fight the pain. Don't fight it. Embrace it. It's part of you. It's part of us. It's part of being a human. Be with it. And eventually, it'll just be easier and easier to observe. Eventually, it'll just kind of be sitting there like a butterfly on your shoulder. You know it's there. You know it's there. And it's not hurting you anymore. It's just there. It's just chilling there, flapping its little wings. But it's not bothering you no more. It's not bothering you no more. And we'll get there. We'll get there. And hey, who knows? Maybe on this trip you'll meet someone new. Unlikely, seeing as how I think we're the only people for probably at least 10 miles, but crazier things have happened. Cheers. Well, I think we should head to bed. So, thank you for keeping me company. Hope you enjoyed mine. Hope you rest well. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Well, I can't waste whiskey. I think there's a special place in hell for those that do. My latest sun is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph has begun. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snow white wings to my immortal home. Good night. Oh, there. Hey, you okay? You with me? What? What's going on? I was riding by and I thought I heard somebody. Are you? What's your name? Okay, good. Good. My name's Jeremiah. And I'm gonna help you. Yeah. Do you know how you got here? Not sure. Okay. All right. Well, let me see what I can do for you here. Are you thirsty? Yeah. All right. Let me grab my water. Yeah, no, I'm an EMT. Yeah, no, I did I used to be a rodeo clown. Here you go. Shh, shh, shh. You have a little sip of that. Good. Yeah. Good. Oh, you okay? Good. Yeah, no, I was a rodeo clown, and I've seen some pretty gnarly stuff happen to those boys. So, yeah, I had to study up on the medicines there and the EMTs, but okay. Yeah. No, help is on the way. Yeah, we got more people coming. Don't you worry about that. All right. How'd you get out here? Oh, you don't remember. All right. Well, do you mind if I look at you? Can I give you a little bit of a once over? Okay. Let me see if I got I got a little flashlight here. Let me just oops. Let me check your eyes real quick, all right? Can you focus right here right here in the middle of my eyes, okay? Just focus right there for a second. Okay, good. Good, all right. All right, good. That means your left eye has a normal pupillary response. That's good. Okay. Now focus right here. Don't watch the light. Watch right here on my forehead, right between my eyes. And good. One more time. Good. All right. Now your eyes are responding pretty normally. Oh, you're cold? Oh, of course. Here, let me give you my jacket. All right. Yeah. Just gonna tuck you in there. I'm gonna wrap this around you. How does that feel better? Is that a little better? Good. Yeah. So, what's your name again? Right. Yeah, Jeremiah. Yeah, I was out riding. Like I said, I heard a strange sound. Hey, I may go back to my horse real quick. I got an extra blanket, all right? Let me grab an extra blanket. I'll be right back. You hold tight, okay? Shh. Don't worry. I'm coming back, I promise. One sec. Hey there, yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I always carry an extra blanket with my horse. Here, let's wrap this around you. Good. Just gonna grab my jacket back. In fact, here, let's use the jacket as a pillow, okay? Let me just come around behind you there. All right, good. Yeah. Is that a little better? All right, good. Yeah, let's tuck you in here. Okay. Now let me check your pulse rate. As you seem a little pale. Do you remember how you got here? Do you have any, your stomach hurts. Well, oh, you got a little bit of blood on your side. Do you know how that happened? Not sure, okay. I'm gonna need to cut your shirt off. Is that okay? Okay. Well, hang on. Before we do that, first, here, give me your hands. Let's warm you up a little bit. Now let's warm you up. Yeah, is that a little better? I got you. Let's warm you up a little bit. Warmer. I'm gonna take your left wrist here. I'm just gonna check your pulse rate, okay? Go ahead and give me your left wrist. Good. All right. Nice. Okay, there, I got it. Now just hold real still for me, okay? For a minute. Just hold real still. Alright, well, your pulse is you're a little low. You're about 55, which is a little lower than I'd like it to be, frankly. Okay? Yeah, don't you worry. We got more help on the way, don't you worry. Now we're gonna take care of you. Alright, but I am worried about this cut on your side. You mind if I take a look? Okay, let's take a look here. So I gotta move your blanket for a second. Let me tuck this up around your neck, alright? Up around your shoulders. Good. You just relax. Shh, 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 shh. I got you. Don't worry. I'm not gonna let anything bad happen to you, I promise. We're gonna take good care of you. Yeah. I'm just gonna use this to cut the bottom of your shirt so I can open it up, okay? All right now. Okay. I got you. All right now. Okay, here we go. Ooh. It looks like something went into your right side, and I think I have to take it out. Yeah. No, you're gonna be okay. I have done this before. Yeah. Well, during a rodeo, all manner of things go flying around, and those cowboys take all kinds of punishment and abuse. Here, maybe sip a little more water. Okay, there you go. Yeah, they take all manner of punishment and abuse, and a little more. Good, just like that. Good. And so yes, yeah, I had to remove all manner of things from cowboys. I think this is gonna be fine. Might sting a little, but I got a little something for that. Hold that thought. Yeah. Nature's antiseptic. Well, not exactly nature's antiseptic, is it? But it's man's antiseptic. Yeah, this is strong. This is 180 proof. Yeah, this will take the paint off a truck hitch. You have a little bit, all right? This will be for the paint for yourself, just to open up, have a little sip. Good. There you go. Yeah, it's a little hot, I know. You got this, you're good. Shh, you're okay. Have a little more. There you go. Okay, that's enough. All right now. Okay, now I'm gonna pour some of this onto your wound, okay? It's gonna sting a little bit, but I need disinfectant. All right. Yeah, I know. You're tough. You got this. All right, a little bit more, okay? You good? All right, you need a little more. Okay. There you go. Just not too much now. Just a little bit. All right, there you go. Okay. sharpen and disinfect my knife. I'm gonna give you this to bite down. I know this was my daddy's belt, so don't bite too hard, all right? Hang on a second, let me sharpen this up. We need one more sip. One more, last one. Oh, you're gonna be okay. I got you. You're gonna be okay. There you go, right there. I got you. Good. All right. No more for me. Okay. Oh. Let me disinfect the blade. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna have you bite down on this. No, don't bite too hard. Just like that, okay? You got it? All right, there you go. Good, you got that, perfect. Okay, now, this might hurt a little bit. I just want to make a little bit of room for this to come out, and then we'll get you all patched up, okay? Yeah, we'll get you patched up real quick. Promise. All right, here we go. Okay, you ready? Look at me. Focus on me. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Okay. One more. All right, just one more. I got you. Look at me. Look at me. You're brave. I got you. Here we go, and that's it. You okay? All right, good. Now, let's get this out of you. And there we go. And okay. Hang on. Let me take the rest of this shirt. Okay, I'm gonna hold that. Let me see your hands, okay? I want you to hold this right there. Hold that right there for a second, alright? Alright, here, hang on. Let me dab off your face. You're getting a little sweaty. I know, I got you. I got you. It's okay, I got you. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I got you right there. Good. Alright, I think I hear some people coming, which is good. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna soak this in alcohol. Okay, I'm gonna soak this in alcohol. Okay. Now I'm gonna put a little more on the wound, all right? Hold still. Good. Good job there. I know. Good job. I need a little more. Here you go. I know it's all right. There you go. Good. I need you to do, I need you to hold this right on there. All right. Hold this right on there. Good. Let me see your hands. Good. Ooh. Good. I got you. Right there. Okay. All right now. Hey. Hey. Oh, look, she found us. Come here, sweetie. You found us. She found us. Good job. Good job, sweetie. You brought the cavalry. You brought the cavalry. Good job. Yeah. Lucy's a great dog. She always finds it. Good. Yeah, they found us. All right, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Just sit tight. You and me. I'm not going anywhere. Well, I'll tell you what. Now you got a story to tell, don't you? All right. You guys got the stretcher? All right, perfect. Here we go.